introduce ourselves.
Don't wear any lipstick.
You just don't want to be wearing lipstick.
I can wear lipstick here.
No, you're gonna ruin it.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow. Is that how we introduce ourselves?
No.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Maggie.
I'm Zach.
And we are going to talk about our barn today, as we are starting our barn wedding venue, which is quite the venture. And whose wedding is going to be first?
Lovely couple.
Mine.
Yours. Your wedding.
Yeah, mine. Our wedding will be first.
10/10/2020.
Yes. We are filming this quite in advance, as today is May 26th.
May 26th.
May 26, 2019. So we're a little under a year and a half away from our wedding.
I'm feeling rushed for time already.
Yes. So we are in the midst of demolition in our barn right now. And so we figured we'd answer some questions, since I've already received a few on social media from another YouTube account that I run. But we'd answer some questions about how we're getting started. And yeah.
Should I say all right, guys, or is that derogatory to women?
Whatever. All right, everyone.
All right, let me start then. All right, everyone. The first question we have is, how did we get this property?
So that was me. It was all me. Don't mind the tarp in the background being obnoxious.
Storm in the distance.
Yes. Hopefully the rain doesn't come in and break my camera. So for a long time, we have actually been looking at this property. We lived in another house we were renting, and every time that something would go wrong with that house, we would jump onto Zillow and look for property. So that old property was a farmhouse with a barn
In Lansdale.
In Lansdale, Pennsylvania. And the straw that broke the camel's back was it literally raining on our dining room table at that house. So I kept looking at this property for months, and finally we contacted about it, and we got it through an estate sale from a really, really nice family. We were all tearing up at closing. It was really great. But anyway,
Fast forward 2 years later, and
yes,
here we are today.
We've been living here for about 2 years, and with the old barn that we had, I always kind of pictured us getting married with a barn, or at least like outside on a property. And we didn't come into it with that intention, but that is what it's turned into. So we wanted to get married in this barn, and then we were like, well, we probably shouldn't redo it just for our own wedding. We should probably do it for others too. All right, so how did you fund the project?
How did we fund
How
the
do
project?
we fund the project? So,
Still ongoing as of today. Just very frugal with all of our expenditures, managing our money, saving every penny we can in any way we can.
which that's Zach's specialty right now.
Finance major by
Yes.
profession, work outside of New York City as well as in Wall Street on occasion. Portfolio management. So I've been able to help put my expertise as best as I can to our own needs and help
Yep.
enable this dream to come to fruition.
Yep. And then I have been working as a nurse, and I actually have worked 2 jobs for the last few years, and that's really helped with saving money too. And then on top of that, we did very luckily, and we are very
Fortunate.
thankful, yes. As we were in the midst of this project and kind of like, oh my God, are we actually going to be able to pay for it? Came into a little inheritance. So that was super perfect timing, as is everything that's happened to us with this barn. But it's helped us tremendously and making it possible. So we're seeing it as an investment. Yeah, so that's how we're funding it.
Our own little startup. All right, another question you might get asked is, how did we build our team? The contractors, construction folks, and architects, engineers, and everyone that kind of helped make this dream come true.
Yeah.
Maggie?
also me. So, ironically enough, I went onto Google and I looked for people specifically in barn reconstruction in our county. And funny enough, we find a guy that is literally known in our very small, unpopulated town as the barn guy of Ottsville. So yeah, that's where we started, and that was like a year and a half, maybe fairly close to when we moved in.
Yeah.
And then
January, wow, yeah, a year and a half ago.
yeah, and so he came out and saw the property, said that it was definitely doable. He's connected us with our contractors and many of the other people that are involved, like with the concrete and what else? The permit people, I think that they've helped us with.
Like the building inspector, the township, and everybody.
Yeah, and then we got in connect. How did we get connected with Jeff?
The architect?
Yeah, I don't know how we.
I believe that was through Rich, who is a relative of Brian, the first person we contacted, Brian the barn guy of Ottsville. They put us in contact with a few different architects, and coincidentally enough, this gentleman, before we talked to him, we were just driving through where he works at, and we saw one of the buildings he did and absolutely loved the design, unaware that it was one of his works. And fast forward a few weeks, we meet with him, and we slowly or quickly realized that that was one of his projects. And
yeah, we went on the website.
Good fortune.
Yeah, we went on the website for him, and I was like, wait, that's the building I just said I loved. So it really has worked out. And I think it's really cool too, because our barn guy, or our barn crew, is very much into the restoration and like keeping an old barn with that aesthetic. But our architect is very much more industrial and like modern. So it's making this project very interesting with the two different views.
a blending clash of both worlds, to say the least.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be really interesting and very cool in here. Hopefully with some different elements that you wouldn't expect in a barn, but then like everything you would expect with a barn. That's my hope. Does that make sense? Probably not. Okay, so another question is, construction's kind of slow, and people might wonder what the heck we're doing while we're twiddling our thumbs waiting for other people to do this job for us, which is essentially what is going on. And we have many things that we are working on to...
Behind the scenes.
Yeah. So right now, even though our business, like, we don't believe it's going to take off the ground until 2021. But we are working on social media and the website. We also are working on some of the decor items in the barn. So
Such as the 2 tons of wood behind us that will be used for our tables, which we have met a friend in the area who will be assisting us with that.
Yeah, so that is a couple of the things we are working on. We're also, Zach is mainly the guy that's talking with the whole team and making sure that everybody is on top of everybody else. I'm not so much in that. I'm more of the decorator and designer and like social media stuff. So we bring 2 different views to the team as well.
We're a dynamic and complete team, however.
We are a dynamic duo, is what I thought you were going to say.
I want to keep you guessing.
You asked this one.
Tour?
End goal.
We just
What
did
is
that.
the end goal?
I thought you just did that.
No, what are we doing while we're constructing?
Oh, I did not see
You're
that.
not paying attention.
Is this another
You're
question?
on another planet.
Or is it just these here?
That's nothing to do
Oh,
with it.
cool, perfect. All right, and probably a good way to conclude this final question. Where do you see us 10 years from now? What is our end goal?
Ooh. What is our end goal? I'm flipping it back on you.
Wonderful. So, behind the scenes, another thing we've been working on, as Maggie alluded to, is the Trenton Farmstead business. This weekend, hopefully, we'll be registering our business with the IRS, finally get our EIN and everything. And realistically, down the road, we plan to hope to continue to expand our business throughout the area, restore and preserve the history, integrity of Bucks County, and maybe extending into other townships, counties nearby us. and just giving many people the opportunity to experience what historic Bucks County has to offer, get married, give them the greatest gift in life, a happy forever relationship, and from there just continue.
So
Protect,
hopefully-
preserve, and learn about the history of the area, and
Yeah.
bless it upon everyone else.
Yeah, and I think that, I mean, this is my goal, but I don't necessarily want to stay in just barns. There are many different beautiful buildings in Bucks County, like historical. So I would really like to go into maybe some more industrial type buildings, like more Doylestown, Quakertown area. Who knows if that'll happen, but we at least are gonna focus on barns, so yeah.
To start.
To start.
Get our
to
feet
start.
wet, see how we go, and then jump into the deep end and go from there.
We are definitely excited about where this is taking us, and yeah, so keep following along. I'm going to show the whole journey, and you know, you can skip ahead too, because there will be videos of the barn.
Do most people say, like, click the link below, or
Oh, you're interrupted. We were getting there. Do you want to say the thing?
no? Deferring back to you.
Oh, okay. So
I just wanted to
I don't know.
interrupt.
I don't know what I was saying, but now that I'm interrupted, I will just say that. So our website and our Facebook and Instagram will be below. Everything is Tretton Farmstead. So TrettonFarmstead.com, Tretton Farmstead on Instagram, and Tretton Farmstead on Facebook. And that is Tretton, not like Trenton, New Jersey. Blame him. He's the one with the funky last name. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching, and
Stay tuned.
yeah, bye.
See you guys.